This video is going to be about why I think the 28-70 is the best wedding photography lens I will ever use. What's up? So this will be the last video of the year. I hope you're all doing really well. Sorry the videos have been lackluster and not around. I have recorded loads and then just never got around to actually uploading anything. Found out in January that my wife was having a baby and that reprioritized a lot of focus and suddenly found myself without time. So the baby's here. He sleeps quite well now, so I want to get back on this focus of the YouTube train, so bear with me. It will come. Hopefully it's of use and value to you guys. Been really inspired by some of the comments you're all sharing with me and some of the messages you send me. It's really helpful and really appreciate all of your input, so thanks. This video is going to be about why I think the 28-70 is the best wedding photography lens I will ever use. It is magnificent, it is beautiful. If I lost it, I would buy it back in a heartbeat. I would take out a loan to get this lens again. It is beautiful. Previously, so lineup of lenses. Previously, I used to bring all of these to a wedding day, as well as a 14-35. And it was a very heavy bag. I was always changing lenses because it didn't have quite the right focal length. And I really liked that prime look, so I was always trying to use primes. From 35 to 50 to the 85, I was always jumping and swapping in between them. I had the 24 for a while, but I've got rid of that recently. And so what I found actually, by introducing the 28-70 to my lineup, it's allowed me to get rid of that one, reprioritize when I use this one. This one is really only for portrait sessions. I don't really use this. It's a beast, it's beautiful, and I love it. I'll never sell it. It's the 51.2. I don't use it half as much as I wish I should. Got a cool little camo on there from my combo. If you're interested, I've got another video about that, have a look. And then I used to have the 24-70. This is just a flask. So it's standing in as the 24-70. But the f2.8 always made me feel I needed to go more to the prime. So that the 24-70 was like my safety camera on my B cam, and I'd always have my prime lens on my A cam. And that would kind of be like how I'd work. And then since I got the 28-70, that doesn't leave my A cam. It stays on there. And then the B cam has whichever lens is supporting me in that part of the day. So in like the getting ready in the morning, the 35 will be on the B cam. And if I'm getting detail shots, I used to bring the 100mm RF, no longer need it. 35 macro zooms in beautifully. And if I need to get a bit more depth and get a bit closer, then I use macro rings. They're wonderful. And because I bring the 50 with me, if I really want to get really, really close, something now, don't do this on a wedding day, don't practice with this on a wedding day, but if you want to give it a go, have some fun, you can take the lens hood off and hold this up to the camera manually, backwards, like this. So front, and you hold it up to the front like that. And if you play with the light, you get really cool sort of macro shots with that. It works really good in video, but you do need to have your camera set to be able to take images without a lens attached. There's a lot of other complications, so just be careful there. Don't want to digress too much into what the other lenses do. This one is all about the 28-70. So when I've got the 28-70, that stays on my A cam. It doesn't come off at all. And I didn't realize this until I started reviewing the last wedding I did at Christmas, and I bought the new 360 camera. And I was just reviewing some of the footage, and as you can see, it's just on there all the time in every single video. If I load this one up, it's there again. If I load this one up, it's there again. It did not leave even during the ceremony in the dance floor, it did not leave my, I'm not sure if you can see that, I'll see if I can clip some videos on top, but it did not leave my camera all day long. And I've noticed that over the last 5 or 6 weddings, I've not removed this. It stays on my A cam right up until, I would say, after the first dance, and then I just use the 35. I stick it on one camera. My back's tired from holding 2 cameras all day. One camera with a flash, and I just go trigger happy. Brilliant lens for the dance floor. But the 28-70 has allowed me to create space in my bag, which is a very full bag. I'll put some footage up in a second. It's allowed me to create space in my bag for a third camera that allows me to set up video on a tripod on a rig. And I've now done, having never done them before, I've now done 6 wedding videos. I'm not going to say cinematic films, because they're not. They are very much beginner into hybrid shooting. I charge anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 for my wedding photography. And at the moment, if they wanted, well, for my first year, if they wanted video added to that, I was charging $550. And they'd get a tripod shot of the ceremony, tripod shot of the speeches, and I'd take 10-second clips throughout the day. By compacting all of my gear into just using 4 lenses on a wedding day, it has allowed me to create space in my camera bag so that I can now bring a really sick drone. I can now bring that third camera. I can bring up the gear and all the microphones needed, and that all fits really nicely into 35-litre Peter McKinnon camera bag. And by being really specific and purposeful with the lenses I bring, I find I'm not changing as often, and I'm actually capturing, whether this is a positive or a negative, I'm capturing more photos that I end up delivering. I got this lens, I have started delivering more and more and more photos to my couples, which is wonderful. It's such a time saver. So if you're on the fence, if you're really thinking about, is it really worth it? Is the hype really that good? I know I'm really late to this video. This has been out like 3, maybe 4 years now. But the 28-70 is really worth it. If I only had one lens to shoot a wedding, I'd pick this one every single time. In fact, there are 4 6-hour weddings that I have done where I've not taken any of these, where it's a smaller ceremony and I don't mind walking around, and I've only ever used this lens. I've done this at probably 5 venues this year, where it's a small enough ceremony, 50 to 70 people. You're able to walk around without being too distracting, and I've not needed any of these lenses. I've only used the 28-70. So I'm not saying go spend $3,000, but go spend $3,000. It is phenomenal. You will not regret it. But make sure you can afford it. Don't, if you're not making serious money, don't get into debt for this lens. But if you can, and if you are charging, if you are getting paid for work, this is a beauty of a lens. Yeah. Just thought I'd post a little video before the end of the year. Realised I'd basically use this lens for the majority of all my weddings this year. So yeah, I'll be finishing on like 25 weddings this year with a full-time day job. I'm already fully booked for next year. I've got like 20 weddings. I say fully booked. I've got 20 weddings booked in for next year. I'll probably take another 5, and then I've already got 5 for 2027. So it's looking really good. And for someone making like 5 figures with this a year, this is a nice, really nice little steady income. I can guarantee anywhere between 2 to 3K a month. So if you're considering getting into wedding photography in the UK, I realise in the US you guys charge ridiculous amounts. No one's getting away with that on a consistent basis in the UK. Few and far between. Some of them say they are. I doubt it. But yeah, if you only need one lens, this is the lens. Cool. Take it easy. Hope that helped. Probably didn't. You didn't even ask for it. That's my thoughts. Peace.